What is going on, guys? Welcome back. Commentary for you, Madden 19. So many people ask me, why isn't player holdouts in Madden? I mean, it's a great question. It's a great question. I mean, listen, this affects the NFL every single year, every single franchise. Right now, obviously, the biggest one we all know about, Le'Veon Bell. This guy sat out the whole preseason. The games start this weekend. He hasn't reported yet. What type of shape is he in? How well does he know the playbook? Have they put in new pass protections he's not even going to know about? You know, pure skill and talent only gets you so far. You still have to know what's expected of you. Same situation with Earl Thomas, who I read expected to actually be traded. You know, these are dynamic interactions that just don't happen in Madden. It's such a common thing. I mean, let's say Earl Thomas did get traded. Now he has a whole new playbook to learn. Now he has veteran leadership that's expected of him. Now he's going to have players asking for their assignments on field that he may not know. It's a totally different scenario, and it's not even scratched in Madden's franchise mode. And it was in Madden in the past, to be fair. But I get so tired of the rhetoric of, well, the NFL won't let them put it in. Well, the NFL has all these restrictions of what Madden can't do. My response to that is, then get creative people. Then get people that are willing to work around those restrictions. Because when you don't have that, when you look at a restriction and you say, I can't do anything, there's a restriction here, so I'm just not going to do it. We can't have X type of injury, so we're just not going to have it. We can't have holdouts, so we're just going to remove that whole aspect of the game. That is why the game, to so many people, is on the shelf. That is why the game, to so many people, is the same year in and year out. Because one restriction led to nothing being implemented. That's why the community continues to shrink. That's why, truthfully, I look for other games to cover. If there's a restriction that the NFL puts in Madden, that's great. Find a way to work around it. Get creative people. Get smart individuals. Not to say that they're not there currently, but you have to try something. You can't just look at every speed bump and stop and say, I can't go over this. Because what it's done is it's watered down what used to be one of the best game modes in all of sports. And now we're going to sit here in 2019 approaching, and we're going to ask if we can get holdouts in a football game. And there's going to be people that defend it and say, oh, well, the game's good the way it is. Sure, it may be good to you, but it needs to be better. And this is a prime example of something that's not included, that ultimately we're probably going to have to wait for an independent developer to put in their game because they're not held to the same restrictions. If anything, it's almost like the restrictions of the license have hurt the game that we get more than anything else. But yes, holdouts are a major story in the NFL. Holdouts impact every franchise in the NFL. Holdouts create dynamic and exciting off seasons and seasons, for that matter, and they absolutely deserve to be in any game that claims to replicate football, whether it's the NFL or not. Sadly, the only one that does replicate the NFL doesn't have it. Love to know your thoughts on this. Appreciate you guys checking it out, and you know that I'll be back in the week with more commentary.